MKMIX TV, sponsored by Network Rail.
Who am I? Well, I'm Simon, and I I organise and work for a company called Festive Road, and we are a community-based arts company that work in and around Milton Keynes. We're not solely in Milton Keynes, but we also work in Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire, Buckinghamshire, and we are big advocates for Milton Keynes Live. I grew up in Bedford, so not far away, and then I went to Bristol Polytechnic and studied art there, and then after that I came to Milton Keynes sort of on a transitional basis, because I was trying to decide what I was going to do career-wise, and one way or another I'm still here, linked with the place. I think Milton Keynes has a certain identity because obviously it's built different to most towns and cities. And when I first came here, or even first travelled through Milton Keynes, it was just the A428, and that's all I sort of remember of Milton Keynes, or they're my first visions of Milton Keynes. And Milton Keynes is different because of the roundabouts. It's well known for the roundabouts and for the architecture, but there are more and more new towns springing up, because I travel all over the place, and so it doesn't have that unique identity as it used to have. But it's still well known for, you know, the points and the cows and being a reasonably, and roundabouts, and being a reasonably innovative place to live. It is a magical place. I mean, there are magical communities within Milton Keynes, but you have to search them out. You have to find them. We've done a lot of work over in sort of Bletchley and Fenny Stratford, and it's just like an amazing community over there. Or we've worked in Wolverton. We've done stuff in Wolverton, and it's just an amazing communities within Milton Keynes, and that's what I like. I like going out and meeting people, and in Milton Keynes you can meet so many different people from one end of the spectrum to the other. Well, we get involved with the communities in various different ways. Festive Road finances itself really on a project by project basis, so we get grants from either parish councils or the council or the Milton Keynes Community Foundation, or even the Arts Council. So we think up of a project we would like to do, and then we go to a community or a school and say, look, we've got this really great project that we want to do. Do you want to be involved? Other times, parish councils and schools come to us and say, look, we've got this idea for a project. Can you help us out? So it's different. We either get approached because we're known for doing lots of good work within the community, or we approach people and say, look, hey, look at your community, this is what we can do.
Describe some of the work that you would do.
So a lot of it is making, and we come up with a weird and wacky idea. So for instance, this year I'm very much into giants and doing giant parades, which basically means making giant puppets that are about 3 meters, 4 meters high, that somebody wears. And we're going to have a really massive parade on the 22nd of July, which is a Sunday, and parade all these giants. I'm hoping to have sort of 10, 15, maybe 20 odd giants that are made by the community within Milton Keynes, and those giants will be accompanied by people in carnival type costumes. So at the moment I'm approaching schools and community groups to see whether they want to be involved. Then once they say yes, we want to do this sounds like good fun, we will go into that group and we will show them how to make a giant puppet or make carnival type costumes, and then we will help them through the process so that they can take part in the parade. I'm also working with the music service to looking at putting together a big samba band. So a samba band of 100 to 150 school children, so that we've got lots and lots and lots of colourful sound that will go with these colourful giants that we're going to make. When I came in the 80s, there was a lot of opportunities, and a lot of easy opportunities for people to get involved with the community, and a lot of community events that were financed by the Milton Keynes Corporation and Development Corporation and the council, which was a really good sort of apprenticeship and training for someone like myself that loved getting involved with the community. And since then, because you sort of network and you build up relationships with people, or you get to know how to build up relationships and networks with various different people, that's helped me a lot. I think it's a little bit harder these days. I'm sort of a big advocate of trying to get people to stay in Milton Keynes, to say, look, this is a really good place, there's lots of work opportunities, but there has to be ways of attracting artists within Milton Keynes to stay, otherwise they can find it difficult to find work and find those opportunities, because I think those opportunities are gradually becoming less. I don't know, see what happens. As I sort of like in this business live from a day-to-day existence, and you know, there is plenty of work out there in and around Milton Keynes. I'm here, and I've got a few sort of short-term, well, couple of years projects. I mean, like this Giants Parade, I'm hoping will become an annual parade. I would like to put Milton Keynes on the map, the same as like Luton has put Luton Carnival on the map, or the Lord Mayor's Festival in London has put London on the map. So I would like to put Milton Keynes on the map with this Giants Parade, or very similar parades or festivals that happen. We've got the International Festival that's coming up, and there's lots of fringe events that will be happening, and that's really exciting. So Milton Keynes is really an exciting place at the moment. Don't. We don't want too many interesting, exciting people here, otherwise I won't be able to shine. Best people, stick at it, stay here, mix. There are a lot of good people here, and there's lots of people within Milton Keynes that want to help each other. I'm not really bothered whether it's got city status or not. Milton Keynes is Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is a lovely place. It doesn't need to have, well, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't need to have that status. It's a big, vibrant place, and it should trade on its big vibrancy. Whether it has city status or not is neither here nor there. I think it's always a good starting point for a conversation. I think there are a lot of people out there that are also quite envious of Milton Keynes. They think it as quite a rich and prosperous borough, which I think it is. Is it bland? Yes, it can be bland in places, and I think if you take your eye off the ball, it does become bland. But I think, you know, as someone who works in the community, I think it's the community's responsibility to make it an exciting place, and generally it is. Getting bigger, getting better, getting more colourful, having more carnivals, parades, artistic festivals, that sort of thing. That would be great. Tea Breaks is a new venture for Festive Road. We have been working in the community and doing lots of exciting things with young people, with school children and stuff, and we thought it would be a really good idea to take that sort of model of working with people and operate in the business sector in that way, so giving more adults and people who are in 9-to-5 jobs more fun and excitement. So we're looking at creative thinking basically, and approaching companies and asking them to get involved with some of our community projects, either from a sponsorship angle, so they could sponsor a parade or a workshop or artworks that we are doing in schools, or we could look at their businesses and apply some of the ways that we think about art creativity and apply it to their business. So, for instance, if a business is working in stationery, we can look at their business. Well, if it was a stationery company, how would, if you then sort of looked at your business from like a manufacturing point of view, or from like you're a pizza place, how would you reinvent yourself to say your stationery suits pizzas, for instance, or perhaps do some team building type stuff and get involved with our Giants parade. And so, like, if they were to make a giant that was to represent their business, what would it look like? And then they could sort of advertise their business on various parades and carnivals that we do. We have www.festiveroad.org.uk, which explains all our education and all our community work. Then we have www.teabreaks, all one word, and that's T as in TEA, and that's .org.uk, and that explains all the business training type stuff that we do.
MKMIX TV, sponsored by Network Rail.